Bank Stadium. Here's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. Dan Bailey now to put the ball in the air, and off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Let's go! Touchdown! 40 to mark. Let's go! Put up!
And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram, fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one 28 yards on the ground. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9, Jackson steps away to his left. He'll run it, and he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
On 3rd down, Mark Ingram. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run. This is Gus Edwards. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Ready? 54. It's great. 54. Lock 54.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Good trap. 25. Check 25.
They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. They got to love that. 9-play drive results in 6 points.
That means they're doing the dictating. That means that they've described how the game's going to go. They're playing at their tempo, at their pace. If you're on the other side of the ball, if you're playing defense, defense is not methodical. They've got to go in there and shake things up and create a little havoc.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Check through. Check out.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. A spin. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. On 2nd down, Cook. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
That's track. Zebra. Hey, run 48. Hey, we don't like the 48 right now. Let's go. Watch the run. Move. They're running it. Tighten up. Tighten up.
On 3rd down, Cousins into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual-type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Throwing is Jackson. Got a man, it's Brown. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running it.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram with his second touchdown in this opening quarter as the Ravens push further out in front. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right?
Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5. After the penalty, it's Ingram. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
A loss of a yard. Watch the twitch. Second down at the 25-yard line.
From the 25 on second down, Jackson dancing to his left. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Check 9. 36.
A 10th carry here for Mark Ingram. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8 at the 15-yard line.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Ravens 14. Vikings nothing.
Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus.
Throwing on second and 8. Jackson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, while we have a quick second here, I want to give a shout-out to 3 teams who have struggled mightily this year, who all got wins in Week 12. The Dolphins, the Redskins, and for their first win of the season, the Bengals.
How about you? I love your empathy, right? You hate to see teams struggle like this. Hate to see teams that are down. And when they get wins, you come with a little bounce, don't you? You got a little extra spring in your step. Those Bengals, and they beat the Jets, who at the time were hot, right? They won 3 in a row. How about Washington? That win over Carolina, and then, of course, the Dolphins. No one really saw that coming. Their win over Philadelphia, even though it was at home. Could those wins for those teams be the death knell for the teams that lost? The Jets, we're not going to talk about them anymore. Carolina, they still thought maybe a late run could put them in the playoff race in the NFC South. And then how about Philadelphia? But they're not out of it.
No.
They still control their destiny. If they win out, they go 9-7 and win the NFC East.
Yeah, because they're just 1 game back of 6-6 Dallas.
48 month.
A second down throw for Cousins. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big gainer there on the catch and run. 37 yards for an offense that has not found the end zone yet. That's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed, Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
Cousins flushed out right. He'll try and run it. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
On second down now, it's Cook. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 16 yards, a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They'll run for it with Cook. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal. They'll try to throw now. Cousins eluding the pressure right. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook there to make the grab as they are now on the board here in the first half. And they got the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Following the interception, Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Well, partner, Thanksgiving in the rearview mirror, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all gone. And now if you look at the top 4 seeds right now as we hit, is it the quarter pole or the three-quarter pole?
It is the quarter pole, and we get to thank our NFL reporter, Randy Moss, who also has a great background in the sport of kings, for letting us know that's one of the most misused terms in that sport. It is the quarter pole, right? What are they headed for the home stretch is what he also said about it. I can't wait to see how this thing ends.
Well, we got New England and Baltimore, the top 2 seeds in the AFC, Seattle and New Orleans in the NFC. You think it stays that way at the end?
I think it's going to be a heck of a battle. I think Baltimore, yes. New England's going to get a battle from Buffalo, but I think they're going to stay in the spot. Seattle, they're going to battle San Francisco. They're just going to trade it back and forth, and it's going to come down to Week 17, I believe, to decide that one. And New Orleans, yes, they will retain a top 2 spot.
Check, hey, flipper. Hey, Ken. Ship, watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. Yeah, he needed to get to the midfield stripe, but he can't do it. He's about a yard short. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
48 Mike. Watch the pass. Watch the safety creep. Switch it. Switch. He's coming. We got double up. Greystone, travel. First. Hey, Haywood.
On 4th down, they do snap it to Cousins. And he finds Cook. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. CD, with that incompletion, let's look at some of the big games week 13. So these are ones that our crew probably think of the biggest four. Let's rank them 1 to 4 as far as how big they are and what they mean. Baltimore at Buffalo, San Fran at New Orleans, KC at New England, Seattle at the Rams. How would you rank those? What do you think?
Well, this is going to sound self-serving since I'm working San Francisco and New Orleans, but to me that's the number one game because the number one seed in the NFC will be determined that week for that moment. Okay, the winner of that becomes the number one seed. I think the number 2 game, Seattle at the Rams, because Seattle's trying to maintain pace with San Francisco or become the number 1 team in the NFC West, and the Rams have to have it if they have any designs on making the playoffs. The number 3 game, Baltimore at Buffalo. Buffalo's announced its presence, that big win on Thanksgiving Day over Dallas, but Baltimore's the hottest team, the best team in the league over the last 8 weeks. And then you finish up Kansas City, New England. How is that the number 4 game?
I know.
Hard to believe, but it is in this instance.
They go play action here on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. With that incompletion, I want to revisit some playoff talk. We talked about the top 2 seeds, but let's break down the AFC playoff picture. Ravens and Pats on top. If the season ended, we'd be looking at the Bills in the 5 spot and the Steelers the 6. That would give us wild card games of Bills, Chiefs, Steelers, Texans. You give the Titans, Raiders, Colts, or Browns any shot, Charles?
I give the Titans a shot. They get Houston.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4.
And we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. Hey, watch that, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Here we go, D.
There's Jackson on 3rd and long. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
So first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down. Cousins now to throw on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. They'll run with Cook. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He's trying to get his 2nd touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a 2nd. On 2nd down, it's Cook. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They come out here in the eye. From the 3-yard line again, they'll try and punch it in here on 3rd and goal.
Check, receiver.
Check 24. Check 24.
Throwing is Cousins. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. He's at the 50, the 30, 20, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. But they will not be able to capitalize as time has run out here on the first half of play. So that's now 3 first-half interceptions, and that last one even costlier as it's returned for 6 points. So as a quarterback, how do you regain your focus?
Well, QB 101 says you never show them that you're sweating. Still act like you're the guy, that you've thrown 6 touchdown passes, not 3 interceptions. But he's human. He's got to face up to his teammates. He's got to own up to that. See if he can brace up and also not look over his shoulder and see his backup starting to warm up. It's going to be a tough one for him.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there, and it'll be 2nd and 9.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 35.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. Cousins to his tight end Rudolph for a Viking first down. Cousins now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
From from the 16. Cousins, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A well-executed safety blitz by Tony Jefferson leads to the sack.
But nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Check 3. Black. Check 99.
3rd and long for Cousins. Setting up the screen for Cook. And some room to maneuver. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Here's Madison running on 1st down. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Taking it in from 4 yards out as his guys are back within a single score. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
I'm scared.
Ingram. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Another carry for the workhorse tonight, Ingram. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Ingram. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll run for it. It's Edwards. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That's good for a Raven 1st down, 15 yards there.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll go back to Edwards on 1st down. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's a pickup of 11 at a Baltimore 1st down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
They'll run on 1st down. Ingram, and he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go, G. Get off the field. Seriously. Hey, one set. Check Mike 54. Mike, hey. Hey, come on, no. Come on, no. 54.
Again, they'll run with Ingram. They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 1.
And a 20th carry now for Ingram. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. The drive stays alive. A third down gain of 8. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be out of bounds. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
They come out here in the I. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll look to run with Ingram, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Mark Ingram taking it in as the Ravens push further out in front. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out.
And now here is another interception. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Tucker now for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they gave up the pick 6. And now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. And my goodness, another interception. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. And give him now 4 interceptions in this game. That's only the 3rd time this has been done since the year 2000.
I think that tells you how much better teams have gotten at throwing the football. So if you go...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. There for the sack, Everson Griffin.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
You got it. You got it.
Jackson now throwing on 3rd and long. Towards the end zone for Brown. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Marquise Brown. 41 yards. And the Ravens turn that interception into a touchdown. Tucker with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Another try after the 1st down sack. Cousins. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Stop your whining.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them holding them under 200 today.
Yeah, and here we go again. Here we go. Hey, Zoo.
Cousins to throw for it on 4th. Lets it fly for Thielen. And this is going to be incomplete. Mike Zimmer got to be unhappy with how that turned out. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape.
Here we go. Here we go. Boom. Get the flag. Check.
Now Jackson on 1st down. Flushed out right. And he's going to go out of bounds. Gigantic loss. Kept retreating. Steps out. That goes down as a sack and a big loss of yardage.
Here we go. Hey, Lobo. Mike 54. Watch QB's on.
Now it's Ingram. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Let's go, defense.
Throwing on third and long. Jackson buying time to his left. Finding some room at midfield. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a 4th down now. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. Has a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game, and this is taken in at the 5. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That one good for 37 yards.
Watch the flag, watch the flag, watch the flag.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. They try again with Cook. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Here is Cook on 3rd and goal. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. Now Cousins going to bring his guys up for the 2-point try. Throwing, Cousins. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Here we go.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really all. This is caught inside the 15. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Early on, you hit on it. Needing to avoid the big play. Easier said than done, though. There's a big touchdown.
Yeah, but the big thing is when he does get his catches, you've got to tackle him and get him on the ground. Obviously, weren't able to do it on that one.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go, boys.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That right now That's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Eluding the pressure right. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. A first down throw for Cousins. And Diggs has it. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
Touchdown, Minnesota.
Now Cousins going to bring his guys up for the two-point try.
We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
Cousins again. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So despite the huge deficit, they're going to keep fighting. Here comes the onside kick. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Towards the end zone for Brown. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, and it's third down. Now Jackson. Being chased out left. He uncorks it, and now here's another interception. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.